Hey, Ron Douglas here. Welcome to the presentation. If you can hear me, give me a 1 in the questions box. Give me a 1 in the questions box if you can hear me and see the screen. All right. Great. Great. If you can't see the screen, give me a 2. You should be able to see the screen. If you can't see the screen, you need to be logged in on a laptop. This won't work out on your phone. Go to webinar. The system prefers a laptop or a computer, preferably. I think you could do a tablet, but, I prefer a laptop or a computer. So we're going to get started here in just a minute. We have something special for you guys. As you know, I'm a big proponent of AI, artificial intelligence, automation. I actually have a company called Automated Profits, LLC. That's like one of my brand names. And, AI is the next level. It's not a fad. It's the new internet. It's the new smartphone. It's the new trend that's going to be around for a long time. It's going to disrupt and transform everything we do online. And we're going to teach you today how you can tap into AI tools to create income from free traffic, to use free traffic to create income with AI in just 15 minutes a day. I know that sounds crazy, but after you see this presentation, you're going to see exactly how this works. We have Chris. He's a multi-channel traffic expert here to walk you through exactly how it works. He's going to show you step by step. He's mastered the art of driving traffic and generating commissions using a system that's both powerful and automated. But this is not just theory. Chris, his methods are working right now. I've seen him. He's generating, low ticket commissions as low as $5 up to as high as $1,000 high ticket commissions without creating videos. You don't have to create videos. You don't have to build websites. You don't need tech skills. Let's talk about 2024, like last year. A lot of old methods died, just kind of went away last year. People relying just on paid ads and complex funnels. They're really outdated at this point. In just 30 seconds, Chris is going to explain to you why social advertorials, remember that key phrase, social advertorials, a form of automated content-driven ads on social platforms, are really changing the game. I've used them. They work like crazy. So this system with the free traffic uses these social advertorials to generate results in under 15 minutes a day. So you're going to see exactly how that works. So if you're tired of spending money on ads that don't convert, or you tried content creation, content marketing is pretty much a job, right? Creating all this content on your own. The truth is there's a better way, and Chris is going to show you how to dominate platforms like Reddit. A lot of people sleep on Reddit, but it's a huge, huge platform where a lot of people hang out, and there are 3 other major platforms that we're going to reveal today where you can create quick problem-solving posts that convert like crazy and get you a lot of free traffic. And that's where what we're showing you here today, we're going to demo for you a software called WordForm AI, right? And it does all this for you. It's developed by SEO and AI experts. WordForm automates the content creation process, so there's no writing needed. You don't even have to write to have this content created. You can create social advertorials for any product or any service in just minutes using WordForm. And the best part of it, the AI handles everything. It even promotes the product for you. So right now, this system is still under the radar. Most people don't even know about this. You guys are on the cutting edge. You're seeing this before the masses, which gives you a massive advantage. But obviously that doesn't last long. So you want to jump when the opportunity is hot here today. So everyone is soon to be using free traffic to make commissions. So you want to get the jump on this because, paid traffic, these old ways of doing things are kind of going away. So here's the best part. You don't need tech skills to do this. You don't need to know how to write or even have a website. Whether you're a beginner or experienced marketer, you can leverage social advertorials to start earning commissions fast. I'm super excited about this because it taps right into what I'm doing with my apps program and the high ticket commissions that we're earning there. So that's why I think it's the perfect tool to automate the hard work, help you focus on the parts of your business that matter. And as a bonus, Google isn't penalizing AI content. At least not now. So there's a window of opportunity where you can create this AI content and make a killing. So Google isn't penalizing it, so you won't lose rankings or traffic by using this system. So if you're ready to learn the secret to earning $5 to $1,000 commissions from free traffic in just 15 minutes a day, Chris is going to show you how. Chris, Let's go ahead and share your screen, and I'll let you get right to it.
All right. Hello, everyone. Just before we begin here, if you can just let me know that you can see my screen. It says automatic invisible influencer posts. If you can hear me, you should be able to see me on camera here as well. Okay, so lots of yeses coming in. All right, so we are good to begin. And we can start the recording as well from this point as well. Okay, all right, so let's jump in and begin. Okay, so welcome to today's live session, and we're going to be talking about automatic invisible influencer posts. Okay, so these are posts, simple posts that you can do in as little as 5 minutes, and you're going to see examples of how these posts have made 5 figures. Okay, some have made 5 figures in total. Some are even making 5 figures per month. You're also going to find out the 4 platforms or websites which you can use to actually drive the traffic, drive the sales, where you don't even need a website or any tech skills. You don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to have a following, right? All of that painful stuff. Okay, so this is just literally something that anybody can do in their business, okay, or starting from scratch to essentially drive traffic and make money. Okay, so you're going to see how all of this comes together. All right, so this is pretty exciting stuff, and it's literally the first time we've done this presentation. All right, so you're going to see me do a demo of all of how this works. You're going to see examples, all right, as we go through. All right, so let's dig in. So here's just one example here, right? So these posts really get results. And you can see up on screen here, this is 7,000 clicks. Okay. 7,000 clicks, 7,008 clicks in total and counting, right? From one single invisible influencer post. Okay. And this is responsible for approximately $21,000 in sales. Okay. Right. So pretty powerful. And here's an example, right? Not even using a website, okay, just posting to one of the 4 sites, which you can post this content to, and has made 3 to 4K on average per month from just a single invisible influencer post. Now, full disclosure, right? This peaked for a while, so he did it. It made, I think, 3 to 4K per month for about 3 months and then started to die off. And this was in like a very weird and unusual niche. Okay. So that's something that Stuart likes to do is jump around all sorts of different niches and create this type of content that, essentially drives good solid commissions, right? And so coming up today, what you're going to see is how you can do this in as quick as 5 minutes per post. Okay. We're not talking about making videos. We're not talking about being an influencer, just very simple, anonymous influencer posts, right? But it's an invisible influencer. Of course, you can put your name behind it if you want to, but the point is it's totally optional. And the whole idea here is you're simply posting about products that you love, that you like, and you get paid for it. Okay. It could be your own products, could be products that you just want to recommend. Website is optional. You don't need a website. Okay. You're simply like, if you can go post to Facebook, you're going to be fine. Okay. If you know how to post to Facebook, right? You know how to post to Instagram, stuff like this, right? You buy something on Amazon. It's that straightforward. These sites to post to are pretty simple. I'm going to give you the little known automation tool that allows you to create this content very quickly. Okay. And the 4 sites with 1 billion extra visitors to tap into. Okay. And Eva, yeah, we'll be covering all of this stuff. There's a few questions in the chat, but yeah, everything that we've talked about in any of the emails we sent out, we're going to be covering today as well. Okay, so if you like this topic, right, stick around. If not, okay, there's no obligation to stay here. Maybe it's not for you. But I think everyone is really going to want to see this. Give me a 1 in the chat box if you're excited about this, because by the end of this, you are going to have, I think, a big transformation in how you view driving traffic online. Okay. Because I've got an important question for you. Okay. Right. You've been told that, a lot of online endeavors are push button simple. Okay. You've been, you know, and often when you get into it, there's a lot of complexity. Okay. But what we want to do here is remove all of the complexity, remove all of the confusion, remove all of the opportunities and all of the noise out there, okay, online, and just ask a simple question, which I've got on screen here. So I encourage you to answer this question right now, okay? So what is it that makes up the internet? What is the internet made up of? Okay. What is it that the internet is made up of? And in fact, just fill in the blanks here. What is everything on the internet made up of? Okay. Gary says lies. Right. So yeah, there's plenty of that too. Okay. And so most of the answers in here are some form or another of content. Okay. The internet is made up of content. People go on the internet to read content, to watch videos, okay, to go on social media, which is content, user-generated content. Ads that you watch is content. YouTube is content. Blogging is content. Social media is content. Podcasting is content. Everything online is content, okay? So I think you get the idea here. So then simple question for you, what do you need to do to get traffic on the internet, right? You're not going to make money online if you don't have people that see and interact with whatever it is that you do, right? Someone out there has to view something so you get paid, by ads, or someone has to, pull out their wallet and buy something so you get paid a commission. And so with this in mind, if the internet is all content, content is the internet, you want traffic, you want to make money online, what is the obvious thing here that you need to do, right? The obvious thing here is you need to produce content in some way. You could be an influencer, right? Recording your life on YouTube, okay? Or, any other ways which you could put content out there. So there's many, many different options. And what we want to pick, right? And what this is about today is how to approach this idea of getting traffic and approaching it in the simplest way possible by really going back to the basics, right? And so if the internet is full of content, you need to make content, then what type of content might be the easiest and most effective thing that anyone can do? And you can do it in a short time every day. Because if you think about it, you're going to need to make content, right? In order to get traffic, in order to get sales. If you don't do that, right, it's going to be difficult, to get traffic to make money, no matter what it is that you do. Okay. And we'll talk about, specific models for monetizing this, right? So I'll show you exactly what to do here. But you're going to need to make content. So we want to pick the easiest, simplest type of content, right? And we're going to do this in 3 steps. So I'm going to show you on screen. I'm going to take you through the demo. You're going to see how you can literally do this in 5 minutes, just clicking a few things, making a few quick decisions, okay? That literally anyone can do, and it will take you about 5 minutes, okay? And so every online business is essentially making content, posting content, making money, okay? Just 3 steps, right? That's it. So if we bring it down to the absolute core simplicity of how you make money online, make content, post content, make money, okay? Now, isn't it crazy how complicated that might get, right? Because it might involve building a website, installing plugins, right? Having to learn how to optimize your content, having to learn persuasive copy, right? Having to do niche research, all of these different things which add weeks and weeks and months to just doing these simple 3 steps, okay? I'm going to show you how to do these simple 3 steps in 5 minutes, okay? That I'm not saying here you do 5 minutes and then you make loads of money, okay? So let's get that out the way. It's business. It's we got to be real, okay? But it's not unknown that someone makes one of these posts and then makes good money with it, right? And you can do this very, very quickly. But the idea is, you build this up, you do lots of it. The more volume that you do, the more money that you make, right? But it's just these 3 simple steps: 1, 2, 3. Make content, post content, make money. Okay. And so anyone can do this. So with a little bit more detail, it's make content about products that you like. Okay. Could be your own products, or you could, simply recommend products. Okay. You post the content online. Okay. You don't need a website. You don't need to be an influencer. Okay. This isn't about, posting your life on Instagram. Okay. And of course, if you want to put your name behind it, then of course you can do that. Right. And it'll probably work even better, but you don't have to. And then you get paid commissions. Okay, that's simple. So 1, 2, 3. And so an important question for you, right? So you're here because you're interested in making money online. Okay. You're interested in maybe growing your business. Just be honest and type in the chat. How many pieces of content, whatever it might be, how many pieces of content did you put out there? How much stuff did you publish online in the past month? Okay. Just be honest. Okay. So James says 0, Jared says 0, Gary says somewhere south of none, Sebastian says 3, Kurt says 2, Pauline 0, GG knee, Patrick says a lot, awesome, Patrick, Jane did 6 pieces, okay, Trish says she's doing it daily, that's awesome, Laura's done 8, Rami's done 6, okay, right, so, there's a mix, right, and ultimately, this is what moves the needle. If you think about what's going to be moving the needle, the more stuff you put out there, the more stuff you post and send and so on, the more money that you can make. Okay, so if we want to make more money, we want to increase the volume of content. Okay, and if we can do this in a faster, easier way, then even better. Okay, so what if you could make unlimited content every single day using automated tools? Right. And this is what I'm going to show you how to do today. Okay. And you don't need writing skills. You don't need tech skills. You don't need to make a website. You don't have to create any videos. Right. You don't have to spend money on ads. Okay. And you don't even have to be an influencer. We call these invisible influencer posts. It takes just 5 minutes. And this is about creating high profit content. It's not about posting a joke on social media. It's not about creating a video of a cat. Right. This is about talking about products where people are essentially looking to buy stuff. And so we're really good and we have automated tools to find hidden high profit topics in any niche. Okay, so if you've already got a niche, it'll find stuff. If you don't know your niche, it will find stuff, right? It focuses on buyer topics that bring you commissions and sales. I'm going to give you some examples as we go through. Literally, you don't have to put your name behind it. Post can take 5 minutes to make. Of course, you can put more time into it if you want. Don't have to be an influencer or have a following. Okay. And it's automated, persuasive writing in this content that drives sales. And you might be thinking, well, what type of content? Well, it's posts that answer questions about products people have before they buy. Okay. So have any of you thought about buying something? Okay. Could be something cheap, could be something expensive. I like to focus on more expensive products because you make more money, right? But there's probably some point, right, in maybe just the past few weeks, we just had, Black Friday weekend, right? And you might have found some cool products that you wanted to buy. And then what did you do? You probably went and did some research, right? And you had some questions, okay? And so this content is simply you provide the answers to the many questions that people ask, okay, before they buy. And then you're helping them make that decision. You're giving them the answer that they need, and then you get paid. And given that there's literally millions upon millions of products, new products launched every single day, right? Thousands of products launched every single day, thousands of niches. Okay, there's just endless opportunity here to answer these questions. There's just literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of questions and literally thousands of questions unanswered, right? Have you ever had a question about a product that you wanted to buy? You go research and you don't really get the answer that you want. You can't find an answer. The answer isn't clear. Okay. I think, we've all had that experience. You're trying to find some information and it's not there. So there's all these gaps out there online where just people need the answers. Okay. Could be for your own products, could be for just any product that you like, right? And even better, okay, there's 4 mega traffic social sites that you can tap into without being an influencer, without recording any videos, without having to write yourself. Okay. And the competition hasn't really caught on to this. And so this means that you can just tap into these sites. Okay. It's not, it's not Instagram, it's not Facebook, it's not YouTube. They're a bit more difficult. You're going to see as we go through why these sites are so powerful. Okay. And just 5 minutes is all it takes to put one of these posts together. You can literally do it in as little as 5 minutes. Literally before you even have an idea, you can have an idea within 30 seconds, have the topic, okay, present it to you. The automation's doing the work and then the content is written, okay, right? You might just seed it with kind of an idea of a product that you're already interested in, okay? And so the benefits of this system, this works for every product and service, works in any niche, taps into billions of potential customers. Okay, you're actually going to see like there's literally a billion people that have come into these sites, which you can leverage. It's just one of the options, and it solves the traffic problem for most businesses and can be done in literally 5 minutes per day. Okay, and you could just do this in one day a week and just have it all set then for the rest of the week. Okay, and literally the results and the traffic starts coming in very, very quickly in as little as 24 hours. So being on this session, you probably know who I am already, but just in case, right? So you know some of my credentials about why I can help you with this stuff. Well, I've driven tens of millions of dollars in sale and driven millions upon millions upon millions of visitors to various offers, websites, clients, and all that sort of thing. Like literally hundreds of millions at this point. Okay. And I've been doing this for quite a while. I've made all the mistakes, and I'm just here to show you what I do and what works, and then you can go ahead and make your choice, right? And so, you hear a lot of overnight success stories and stuff, but I've been at this stuff for a long time. So I struggled quite a lot in the first year or so, didn't really make much money. And then gradually began to figure it out. There wasn't courses and shortcuts and YouTube videos and stuff that were out there to tell you what to do back then. Just kind of had to figure it out. And I've just literally done kind of the same kind of thing for about 15 years and just automated and automated and automated and automated along the way. Okay. And last year, or kind of like in the past year, I discovered this invisible influencer model. Okay, because there's something happening in the industry, and there was a big change which happened where literally about 1 billion people on the internet shifted onto 4 websites. And most people don't know this. They don't know what these 4 websites are. And if you can tap into these websites, it's just a great source of traffic. Okay. You could use these posts to get traffic in all sorts of different ways. So, but these 4 sites is just a great example of how you can tap into traffic very quickly. Okay. And so, I started my business, right, while I was living just after university in a shared house without any cash, right? Wasn't really making any money, but I've grown this into a multi-million dollar business and helped thousands of other people grow their businesses as well, right? And just take a look at the power of one post here, right? And this is an example of what the topic of the post is, okay? And it's what's best, elliptical trainer versus a bike for seniors, right? So what's the best exercise, right? An elliptical versus bike for seniors. Okay. This is one of those questions that people ask before they buy a product, right? 3,360 visitors and counting. All people deciding whether they want to buy a bike or an elliptical. How much is one of these stationary exercise bikes? How much is one of these ellipticals that you see in the gym? They're not cheap, right? They're like $500, $1,000, $2,000. Okay, these are expensive products. Okay, 3,300 people looking to buy one of these expensive products. Okay, has done at least $10,000 in sales. I think it's probably maybe even double or triple that, right? I'd be surprised if it was that low. Okay, we haven't been able to track it exactly, but we know it's at least kind of $10,000. Okay, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was actually closer to 50,000. But confirmed sales about 10,000, and now sending about $1,991 per month in sales, and possibly like 2, 3, 4, 5 times that. Okay. All right, that's pretty cool from one post, right? So not every post works out like this, but you're going to have some which do. The more you do, the more of these posts you'll find. Okay. And so the secret weapon here is using the automated content and then mixing this with these 4 specific sites, right? And of course, you can post this content in lots of different places, but we focus on 4 places, right? So it works for every product and service, and it's tapping into this huge, huge audience out there. And so I'm going to be showing you now why you should be paying attention to creating these types of posts. You're going to see what the post is, okay? The 3 obstacles standing in your way, okay? And essentially the 7-step invisible influencer manifesto, okay, where you can generate these big commissions, okay, for the products that you recommend, right? And the hint here is target more expensive products, right? Like ellipticals and treadmills, for example. And so, are you ready to learn how to use the Invisible Influencer Manifesto, gain consistent commissions, okay, and transform your business, right? So, if you are, then let's dig into this. And we're going to jump into a demo here. You're going to see it all on screen in just a second, right? So, we're going to be going through these 3 steps, which is how to auto write the content, posting the content, okay, and an example of where you can post it, and then, right, how you make the profit, okay? And just a quick question, you might be wondering, what is this invisible influencer post thing that you're talking about, right? Well, it's just a very niche focused post, right? It's relevant information to help people in that niche solve a problem, typically like a question they would ask before they buy a product. And then you've got a call to action for the product or service, and you make a commission from that, right? Okay. And it's posted, okay, and on up to, right, depending how what you choose to do, you can post it on 4 different social platforms, right? So if uh, if I just quickly draw this out very, very simply so we can kind of see how this works, then essentially, right, you're making a post. This is your post, okay? Right, and your post is, it's essentially a question on a product, okay, or a question about a product or service before they buy, okay, and then essentially the content then is the answer, okay, and then you recommend to buy something, okay, at the end. Probably the product that they're asking about, right, or the recommended product and so on, okay, and then you simply post this, okay, so that's your post here, and you go ahead and post, submit, okay, to one of the 4 websites, or all of them if you want to, okay, and then essentially it's online forever, okay. I can't guarantee forever, but it's going to be on there for a long time, essentially, right? And then it can send you traffic for a long time, okay? And essentially then you've got your affiliate link in there, so you get paid commissions, right? So if someone essentially clicks the link recommending that you recommend to buy something, right, then essentially, you're getting paid, okay? So you get paid a commission. And, commissions can be as low as $5, but we like to go for commissions more in the $500, $1,000 range, okay? At least over $100 typically. Okay, so that's how it works, right? So jumping back in here then, why do they work so well? Well, it's just interesting content to the people that want the answer to that question. They get the answer that they need, right? It solves their problem, okay? And essentially they trust what's being written and they go ahead and they buy, right? And so this isn't, just posting out AI junk, right, without any thought. It's about picking the right types of topics, the right questions to answer and posting them in the right place. It's just helping people who are looking up information, okay? It's not using ChatGPT because ChatGPT, unfortunately, it's not bad, right? It's not terrible. It's getting better, but it's not the best writer out there, okay? So I don't use ChatGPT for any of the content which we write, okay? We don't particularly like it because it doesn't really know what it's doing, right? And so invisible influencer posts that sidesteps these problems. We're using a special AI that writes better than 99% of humans. Okay, it understands how to sell, how to market, and how to answer the questions in the right way. We're tapping into these 4 sites which already have billions of users. They're not kind of the typical social sites which you'll hear about, but they're very, very busy. And your content stands out then, right? And you're able to get that traffic, and it's also long-term traffic. And all of that bad content that has been churned out at the moment, right, by AI, everyone's jumping into ChatGPT. There's, like something crazy, like 6 billion pieces of content posted every single day, and it's just getting ignored, right? Because it's not good. Okay, and so this is something where you're producing quality stuff, right? And so, for example, Stuart here hit around 356 per day from just a couple of hours of work posting these invisible influencer type posts. And just one of them, was making him about 3 to 4K per month. for a few months, right? And so you can just keep on doing this on a regular basis and it builds up traffic and profits, okay? And just to give you an idea of like how powerful this can be by posting just to one of these sites. Okay, so Greg here, before using any AI, this is before AI, he just decided to take content he already had and posted it to one of these social sites, right? He grew his following by 3,000 followers, but he got 250,000 article views. Okay. And this was before this website blew up in the past year. And this is before using any automation or AI, right? So pretty interesting, like the power here. And so it's mixing these invisible influencer posts with these four mega traffic sites. Okay. And all of these four sites have experienced a major explosion, right? And we're going to look at why here. And so the platform number one is Reddit. And it's got 73 million daily active users, a highly engaged community, untapped potential for marketers, right? And all of these kind of sub communities. But I'm going to show you something pretty interesting here, right? Um, and so let's go take a look at the growth in traffic of Reddit. Just 1 minute, and we'll just be logged in just to see the traffic stats here in just a second. Okay. Yeah, we're good to go. All right. So I'm just using this very expensive, as some say, overpriced tool, which shows you some stats on traffic here, right? So it's just going to take a second to load up this traffic graph, and we want to look at it over the past 5 years. Okay, and I'm going to show you some more traffic stats like this. And here we go, this expensive tool, unable to fetch the data, but let's see if we can get it to work here. Maybe it's having a bad day, but let's try one more time. But if not, I'll show you another graph from somewhere else. Okay, but doesn't look like it's working today. See, no. Well, I pay a lot of money for that tool, but it's not working today when we're live. But that's what happens when we're live. But we're gonna go check out the traffic here for Reddit in 2024. Right. So let's see if Google can help us out here and we can find a good image of this. Okay, here we go. So you can see here just a massive, massive increase in traffic here. So if I can make this image a little bit bigger here, there we go. Then this is going back to 2014 here, right? Okay, so through 2014, it was getting about 100 million visitors a month, okay? And then something happened here in June 2023, and the traffic went from 100 million visitors per month up to 600 million, okay? So that's 500 million visitors, okay? Did 500 million people start using the internet all of a sudden? No, that didn't happen. These 500 million visitors have come from somewhere else, okay? So that's an important thing to note, right? 500 million monthly visitors have gone from somewhere on the internet now on to Reddit, okay? But it's not just Reddit which has had this happen. And you want to be paying attention to stuff like this when literally 500 million people have gone onto a website, okay? You hear about, X and you hear about Facebook, right? But you probably haven't heard about this. And this is massive, insane growth, okay? Bigger than any other social site through 2024, right? And there's also platform number two, which had the same trend, which happened, okay? Going from, from about 100 million, okay, monthly visitors to 260 million, okay? It dropped down a bit, okay, but it's about double where it was before, okay? Platform number three is a place where you can also post this content. So all of these places are places that you can post this content we're making, right? So you've got one here, okay? It's really fantastic in B2B niches. This one also works in any niche as well, right? And probably has the highest value audience of all four of them. Okay, this is platform number two. I'm only revealing Reddit because we're keeping the other three platforms under wraps, okay? Platform number three has gone from about 10 million visitors to about 30 million visitors. Okay. And again, you can post this content and it has also a very high value audience, okay, and a very engaged audience. And the traffic is high quality. It's not like traffic on Facebook or Instagram, okay? It's not traffic on Facebook or Instagram because Facebook or Instagram, people are looking to be entertained. They're just, kind of killing time. This is actually people reading and researching on these sites. So platform number 4 is the Q&A Goldmine. It's a Q&A website. Okay, and has gone, it's 13 million daily users, but on a monthly basis, it's gone from about 70 million to about 200 million. Okay, right? So absolutely huge. Okay, so these are massive, massive, massive sites. Okay, and so there's a big hidden trend happening here because 1 billion users over the past year have come from somewhere and are on these websites. Okay. Just give me a 1 if you think this might be a little bit important because how many people are there in the world? Right. I think it's about what, 7 billion on the planet. Okay. Right. And by the way, this is primarily in the US. So the bulk of these visitors are US based. Okay. Right. So essentially the richest country in the world, this is where most of these users are coming from. Okay. So this is high value, high profit traffic that, advertisers pay a huge amount to get, right? And so when you combine all of this together, right, you're looking at having access now to like over 1.5 billion users across these websites, okay? Right. And I see people guessing the sites in the chat, okay? You might guess 1 or 2, right? But you're not going to get all of these, okay? Right. And in the end, you need to know how to leverage these sites in the best way. Okay. And so I'm going to show you now what to do because there's a simple way now to leverage these sites and tap into all of this traffic, right? When there's literally over 1 billion users out there, and this is high quality traffic. It's not like low quality traffic on Facebook or Instagram. This is super high quality traffic, and you don't need to be an influencer or anything like that. And because it's text-based content, this is what's really important. It's text-based. It's not video. It's not imagery, right? Any of this. It's text-based content. It makes it very, very easy to scale this, right? And this is why these invisible influencer posts are magical. You don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to have a following, right, on these sites, okay? Can certainly help if you do, but you don't have to, right? You can still get instant results within, 24 hours by posting on these sites, right? Okay. And the type of content we're posting is not pushy, salesy thing of like, go buy this. This is great. This is amazing. It's answering simple questions. Okay. And so let me ask you a question. You know that you need good content to succeed. You know you need to be putting content out there, right? And so why aren't you creating more content? What is it, that's blocking you from being able to post all of this content? What is it that's stopping you? What's stopping you? Just answer in the chat. What's stopping you from being able to make more content, right? Is it because you don't know what to write about? Is it because you don't know where to post the content? Is it just that creating all this content takes too long? Okay, right? What is it that's preventing you from just being able to create a lot of this stuff and just get it out there, publish it, right? And just grow your traffic, right? Some people are saying the knowledge, the ideas, the creativity, okay? And so, I like to create systems at scale and I like to remove the complexity from that, right? So it's likely, you've got kind of 3 obstacles is it's, finding the niche, researching the topics and knowing what to write about. And this is a serious problem because if you write an article and you create a piece of content on, say, what's the best cell phone, it's never going to work. You're never going to succeed with a piece of content like that, in my opinion. Okay. It's just going to be way too competitive. You're going to be drowned out. And so you need to know where the gaps are. You need to know what questions people are asking, where there hasn't been a lot of answers already and the competition is very low. Okay. And also, right, is promoting something and talking about something that people are interested in and you can promote and make money. Okay. Obstacle 2 might be writing skills. Okay. And I'm telling you, like, even with AI, we still hire a ton of writers. And you can't just expect a bad writer or someone who doesn't have writing skills to go to ChatGPT and able to produce something good. Okay. It does not work. And maybe you've already had the experience where you can see people who are just using ChatGPT and the content isn't good. It's not interesting, right? It sounds hypey or it sounds weird and it just doesn't work in the right way. Okay. Because AI is an average of everything that's out there. Okay. Because it learns from everything on the internet and then tends to become an average and it doesn't really understand the specific context of what you need. It doesn't have and it doesn't apply the specific experience which it might need to be able to produce great content. So whether you're writing it yourself or using AI, you still actually need to know what you're doing. Okay. And it might be time, right? That just if it takes a long time, if you really try, even with AI, it can take you hours to produce a piece of content, right? If you don't exactly know how to do it, right? Or you're trying to make it in the right way and it's not doing exactly what you want. Okay. And plus, there's all the complexity maybe with setting up a website, all of this stuff. And so, I've been there, I've produced, and thousands upon thousands of pieces of content, right? I'm not a fan of like having to deal with technical issues or anything that slows me down. I really hate anything which is admin related, like drives me mental, right? It's like if I have to fill in a form for a bank, it's like the worst experience for me, right? At doing any type of admin, I really, really dislike it. I just like to make stuff and, move fast. And, you know, I've produced video content, I've done viral marketing, right? I've done all sorts of different things, okay? But in terms of like the absolute simplest and most effective model, right? That's something that anyone can do. And the reason why, I put this together is because we do this in our own business. We do this with clients, right? And, we make money from this. We're showing other people how to do it. But I see that loads of people struggle, and all they need to do is just implement something simple and do it every day, right? Okay. And this is something very, very simple that you just do it consistently each and every day, and it allows you to grow your traffic and your earnings. And it's, bringing in this automation and this secret weapon that I've got here. Okay. And, this needs to be easy, doesn't require technical skills, does most of the work for us. It's fast and it produces great content. It's not making stuff up, right? It's actual real information. Okay. And so what we've created here is George Orwell. So George Orwell is our resident AI writer, okay, who you can see right here, that handles everything when it comes to creating this type of copy, right? And helps you as well with some other little tools which will help you. And you're going to see these in just a moment to come up with the topics and all the ideas, okay? Right. And so up to this point, we're just about to get into the demo. We've covered the opportunity. We've covered where the traffic comes from. We've covered the typical obstacles. And, we've now seen that there's a way to automate a big chunk of this. So now it's time to jump into the demo to see how this can work. So if you want to jump into the demo here, okay, give me a quick yes in the chat, okay? And I will jump in and show you this. And if you've got any questions or anything that you want me to cover as I go through this demo, type it into the chat. This is a good time to do it just before I go in and launch the demo here, okay? So I'm just gonna need to log in because I think I got logged out just before I jumped in here. So let me go ahead and log in. And we can start a brand new campaign from scratch. And the first thing I'm just going to ask you here is to type in the chat a niche that you might like me to cover. Okay, so I'll take some suggestions from the chat and we can do this very, very quickly. And I'm just going to hammer through this so you can truly see how fast this is done. Okay, so I'll just give you an overview here of the process just before we jump in so you can see what's coming, right? We're going to do discovering the niches, getting the top topics and optimizing the headline, getting the sources of information, generating 5-figure post outline, creating 5 figures post in minutes. Okay, right? And then, the idea then of posting and how you profit, right? So let's jump in and go ahead and do this. And let's see, we've got some interesting niches here: exercise equipment, mattresses, diamond rings, trading, coaching, professional soccer, medical spa, nootropics, roofing, divorce attorney, health, sneakers, tires, insurance, car mechanic. Okay, right. And I'm going to make things difficult for myself. And so here I'm just going to go straight into the tools here, and we're going to go straight into these, what we call the three little pigs. Okay, so these three little pigs, they work with George Orwell to come up with the ideas in the first place. And so we're going to say like, hey, look, I really have no clue what to write about or what niche to be in. And of course, if you put in a specific product here, you're going to get even better results. But let's just start this off. And what I typed in there was health. So someone just said the niche health, right? It's totally vague. And so this is going to be interesting just to see what stuff comes out from this. And just while we've kicked this off, I'm going to start a timer here in Google just to see how long it takes us. Now, bear in mind, right, that I'm doing this live. I'm going to be explaining it as I go, but you're going to see that this is a pretty quick process to do as we go through here. Okay, so here it is going through and doing the search. Okay, and then it's come up with lots of niches now in the health space. Okay, but it hasn't come back and said, how to improve your health or anything like that. It's come up with very interesting topics. It's rated some of the things here, and it's looking, for sub niches, affiliate products, okay, services, and it's focusing and trying to figure out things where there's going to be interesting things and expensive things that you can cover. Okay, so I like cold exposure. Okay, so just simply cold exposure products here. So cold exposure tools. So this is interesting, right? So I'm just going to pick one kind of randomly here, which kind of catches my eye. And then we're going to go on to the next tool here, right? So if I go back to tools, we'll do the next one here. And we're going to look for some just kind of more topic ideas, okay? And do this search right here with cold exposure tools and see what comes up and just get some more ideas. And so we're about a minute in here as we go through, which is mainly just waiting on this pig to go out and sniff and do all the analysis. This is actually taking what would normally take me weeks and weeks of work to analyze through a niche and discover these sort of things. I trained it to do all of this stuff, and because it's a computer and it can read really quickly, it can do some really interesting stuff. Okay, and I just like this one here, cold exposure suits. I don't even know what this is. So I take ice baths, so this is why like I'm taking something which is a bit more of an interest to me. But cold exposure suit sounds really, really interesting here, right? But there's like lots and lots of different topics within here that we could go with. We're 2 minutes in, okay, and I'm going to now go to the next tool here to actually now get my headlines, right? And we put this in here, cold exposure suits, and let's see what it now comes up with, right? And so I've never done this search before. This has just come straight from you in the audience, right? And you would be able to do the same sort of thing, okay? And I've already used up half my 5 minutes, okay? And we're probably going to run a little bit longer because I'm demoing this. But hopefully you can see that while I'm waiting here and explaining to you, I would not just be sitting here looking at this pig nose bouncing up and down, okay? Right? I'd get bored of that pretty quickly and I'd start searching for my next topic. So I'd find like 2 or 3 topics. So I would go back, right? And I would go and start a new thing. So if I've already got kind of like cold exposure stuff, like I would start reaching my next one. Maybe I look for ice baths or something like this, right? Okay, so really interesting stuff coming in here, right? And so it's giving us now, and I'm just going to zoom in here, and we're just going to pause for a second. So I'll just pause the timer while we talk about this. But let's take a look at what's in the list here. Okay. Now, do you think these are quite interesting topics and also topics that tend to be focused a bit more on kind of higher value products here. Do you see this, right? You might know nothing about cold exposure. I mean, I don't know what EN342 is, okay, but it's finding these very interesting niche topics, right? Um, which is pretty interesting, okay? And so I would just pick one out of the list here, which I could go with, okay? And, you can go ahead and look at this, but I've never heard of what this Gore-Tex stuff is, right? So if I go search in Google for Gore-Tex, if it works, for some reason, my browser's not working, but let me just try another browser here and try again. Yep, so Gore-Tex, these are these waterproof, windproof, breathable coats. Okay, so this is a brand I hadn't heard of, and just want to kind of know what the pricing is here of what these products are. So I'm just taking a pause just to kind of look at like what this stuff is. But these are, yeah, jackets that are 500 euros, okay? Right, 700 euros. These are not cheap products, right? Okay. And so Julie knows about these. She says they're very popular, okay? So I live in a hot country, so I don't really buy stuff like this, so I don't know about it, right? But 750 euros for a jacket here, right? So these are high priced products. Okay, so this is interesting in itself, right? That it's just immediately showing us the high priced products. Okay, which is really, really awesome. Okay, so all I need to do now is just take any one of these topics and just go with it. Okay. Um, And there's all sorts of just different things here that we could pick and that we could go through. And you can do a little bit of research here, right? We've also got sustainable materials in true gear cold suits. I find that's pretty interesting. I'm just taking a pause here just to show you that when I just take some of the topics and some of the things which we're looking at here, that if I go take this true gear cold, and I also look up the prices here. And again, it's picked out these men's jackets. And I guess it couldn't find anything, in this idea of kind of cold exposure suits that it could find stuff to buy, right? So it was an interesting idea for a niche. But again, it's 500 euro, $500 costs here. Okay. Right. So some really interesting things from this. And this was just my first round of research, right? So I might actually just take, just Gore-Tex and put this in because I'm quite interested to see what happens as well, right? Now that we've actually found some interesting products, I'm going to go ahead and just do a new search here for Gore-Tex. Okay. And so this is the fabric someone's telling me, right? So I don't know anything about the niche at this point, right? So you don't need to be an expert. And again, this is going now and finding topics to write about relating to Gore-Tex, okay? And again, I don't know what this is, so let me start the timer again because we're back into it. And we'll let it just finish off. And, we'll watch the pig nose jump up and down. But of course, I could be doing my research. I could be finding more topics and using all this time while I go ahead and do this. And just before then, I uh, finish up, I'm just going to get ready here to start my new campaign. Okay, so while this is bouncing and my browser's giving me a little bit of a headache and crashing here, we might have to pause for a second. I'm hoping we can get through it, but I don't think we're going to have any luck here. Yeah. So let's just give this a second. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. Gore-Tex versus traditional raincoats, pairing Gore-Tex sleeping bag with insulated linens. So lots and lots and lots of just interesting topics. Okay. Gore-Tex for winter hats, right? Gore-Tex fishing gear for extreme conditions, right? All sorts of just different, interesting things. Even Gore-Tex dog jackets for your pet's comfort. Okay. So this is super, super interesting here, right? So I'm just going to take this all-weather exploration Gore-Tex dog jackets, right? And we're going to go straight in here now and go ahead and start up our new project, right? So we're just going to click create, going to put the project name in. Okay, we're now just coming up to like the 5 minute mark here, but just watch how fast we go. I'm going to click now improve headline. Okay, and so it's improved the headline, right? Because it's optimizes it. This uses like kind of about 2 pages of instructions that I've developed over the past 10 years of how to do good headlines that gets results. Okay. Um, and so we're now creating this new campaign. And so now it's gone out and it's done some interesting research, right, on specific topics. Okay. So I can go look through and I can do the research and I can check this stuff out, right? But it's essentially pre-chosen topics which I can and sources of information for the article. So I just clicked on 3 of them and added in. I can also add my own sources of information, my own data, and do advanced things here if I want to. But I've gone through and I've picked some of these topics here, and I don't have to do any integration with my site because we're just going to be publishing online. Okay. And we now just going to go ahead and click generate outline. Okay. So it's going to use the sources. It's going to use all of my instructions from all of the years of which I've been doing this stuff. Okay. And it's come up here with a great outline for an article. Okay. Um, Now, it tends to make them longer than it might need to be so that you can cut some sections. So you've got some options here. So I tend to just kind of cut some of the beginner sections or some of the intro sections here. I like all of this stuff. And there's lots of advanced stuff you can do here to kind of change and what comes out here. Caring for your dog's Gore-Tex jacket. I'm not going to include that because I think this is, before people that buy. I want to focus more on choosing, so I can just delete that. Top picks. Okay, this is great. So different ones available, best, the budget, the luxury. It's gone and done its research. Isn't that amazing that it's gone and picked 3 of these here? And then ending thoughts on enhancing dog adventures with Gore-Tex. Right? And I don't think we really need that section, so I'm just going to delete it and then frequently asked questions here. And so we're at 7 minutes in here while I'm explaining this and going through it live, and then we're just going to hit generate article. It added a bunch of questions at the bottom, which is also great. And you can see here, I'm doing this live, I'm showing it, and it should be generating the article now. So let me just refresh. Okay. It'll just be writing it in the background just to begin with. And so we should catch up with it here. Yeah, so we can see it's generating here. It's picked an image to use, right? So you can just see that there. It's just made its image and now it's generating the content. And, George, who's writing this in the background, you can't see him. He works every weekend, right? He doesn't take a day off. He works 24/7. He doesn't sleep. He's just been typing away in the background. And you can see he writes at about 450 words per minute. He's a much faster typer than me, okay? And he's just busy here in putting this all together, right? And this is designed, this post designs to give people quick answers, to give them the information that they need, and it's all ready to go, all right? And so, yeah, he's just going through, continuing writing. Every now and then he just somehow writes about 1,000 words in a second. I don't know how he does it, but he's writing pretty quick here, right? And he's done all of the research. And, we're just waiting. And so while he's writing this one, guess what I'm normally doing? What do you think I'm doing while he's writing this one? I'm already working on my second one. I'm not sitting here watching him do it. And this is why you can do them in 5 minutes, because while one is being written, while you're waiting for the pigs to do their research, while you're waiting for George Orwell to do his writing, then you can be off working on the second one. But as we're talking, he's just on the FAQ section. He's just now on the last bit. And there we go. He has finished. So let's take a look at the finished article here that we can go have a look at, kind of like how it would look, if we go ahead and publish this. And here we go, right? So we got the dog here, and we got the key takeaways, and we've got all of this great stuff in here. And of course, we can play around with this. We can edit it, all of these different things. But isn't this really good, useful content? It's telling you the best overall one. right? The budget friendly one. And of course, if you want to just add a picture in here just to show you how easy it is, right? If I go back and I just want to add a picture, it's very, very simple. Okay, so let's say I wanted to add a picture of, let's just say this rough wear sun shower. Okay, then, if this is the image I want to add, I can just click add image here, enter a keyword and search, and we can add just free images. We can add our own images, and you can create AI images, which is what the first one was. You can swap them out and change them, right? And here we are with the actual picture of the product here, which we can then just go ahead and insert into the article, right? And there it is right there. Okay. So, and then it, links to the source if you want to include that link, or you don't have to. It's up to you, but you can also add images in real quick. Okay. And so literally here we are 10 minutes in, and we produced our first article while I'm talking about this live. Okay. So you can see that if you were doing two at once, which is what I recommend, I normally do two or three at once, in about 10, 15 minutes, you'll have two or three articles ready. Okay. And then it's just really a case of you just copy the content and then you go post it on one of these four sites. Okay. And so just to take you then through all of this, right, is we discovered a profitable niche. We started with the word health and we ended up creating content about dog jackets, right, to keep them warm. And we got the headlines and it focused on high priced products. Okay. And then we just have to sign up to the affiliate program. It also got sources of information. So then it can get accurate information on what the products are, what to recommend. Okay. All of the information that you need. Right. And then it created the outline. We could edit and play around with that if we wanted to. So I deleted a few sections that I didn't want. And then it just wrote the content incredibly quick in about 1 minute. Okay. It took about 60 seconds to produce all of the content. Okay. And it's all then done. Okay. And my slide is getting stuck here. All the fun of being live, right? So there we go. Okay. So auto writes the content. And then when you post it, okay, and it's just to post on these sites is as simple as posting to Facebook, right? Buying something on Amazon. You can also post it to your own website if you want to. Okay. Is these posts can drive long-term traffic, right? So, can't guarantee that in 5 years' time it's going to be driving traffic, right? But we see that it will often drive traffic for weeks, for months, and even years afterwards, right? That's also why we pick these four sites. If you make a post on Facebook, in 1 week, it's forgotten, right? Whereas when you make a post on these websites, they can be sending you traffic for years, right? And that's how you can profit and how you can build up the traffic and keep making money, right? So with everything that we've shown you, can you see how you can just use this method to be producing content every single day? So I just want to make sure, like, do you understand how this works, right? You create the content very quickly, right? You saw me do it here in 10 minutes here while I was explaining. Okay. And then you post on these sites, and then it's just driving traffic. Okay. And the more that you post, the more money that you're going to make, right? Okay. So it's a super, super simple process. We're going to have some Q&A at the end. Okay. Right. And so you literally go from idea to profit in under 5 minutes. Took me 10 minutes while I was explaining, but like I said, you're not going to do one at a time. I do two or three at once. Okay. Because while George is in the background writing, while the pigs are doing their research, I'm just off working on the next one. Right. And the best part of this is it's just very, very scalable. You can just go into any niche. You can be jumping around different niches. You don't have to pick one niche to stick to it. Right. And a lot of people here are asking, where do I post? Where do I post? We covered this a little bit earlier, but that's also something, that we revealed one of the sites, but we keep three of the sites secret for ourselves and only for our users, just, so that they have the biggest advantage that they can. Okay. And, let me just bust a myth here before we continue, right? You may think that, making money online, right, and doing these things, and I see it all the time. We see people, they say, hey, I've just got this result, and everyone asks them, like, hey, what did you do? And it's like, well, I just did what Chris said, right? I just followed the steps. Okay. And so the people who succeed at this, they're not better than you, they're not smarter than you. Okay. they might be working harder than you, okay? But often I see a lot of people working really, really, really hard, but still not getting results. What it is they're just taking consistent action on the things that matter, right? The things which drive traffic, the things which move the needle. So if you want to post every day to get traffic, now you can do it, right? In as little as like 5 to 10 minutes, okay? And so without using, old methods, without having to do a lot of technical stuff, right? Okay, and just simply posting in 5 minutes per day, right? And so this is simply what Stuart did, finding niches, posting content, using his affiliate link, and then just getting paid thousands of dollars in commissions, right? Just like, has been done where people just take this content, post it on one of these sites, right? This guy didn't even write new content. This is before AI, he just published 35 articles he'd already written, posted it on one of these sites and added, got 250,000 views. Okay. And just like the campaigns I showed you earlier, okay, you know, just taking one of these examples, pieces of content, which I showed you right at the beginning here, okay, like this one right here, 7,000 clicks, okay, $21,000 minimum in sales, probably much higher than that, right? Another one here, right? And the topic was elliptical versus bike for seniors, okay, just topics that the pigs come up with, okay? And, this is doing $2,000 per month just from one post. And, we actually think the amount of commission sales is like even higher than that, right? So that's just what we can confirm. So I don't want to post inflated numbers, but I think it's actually maybe like even 2, 3, 4, 5 times as high as that, right? And so this is just an incredibly powerful and just simple platform to use, right? Incredibly powerful, incredibly simple. So just answer in the chat here, right? Since you see that this is working, you've seen it live on screen, you see how quick it is. Okay. Someone's saying, are these all like where do you find the affiliate links, things like this? Like any product out there, the vast majority of them, they have an affiliate program. We show you how to sign up to this stuff. It's not really complicated, right? It's like you sign up, okay, you get an affiliate link, you post the affiliate link, right? Very, very simple. Okay. And there's thousands of products out there, and the pigs are finding the interesting products that you can go for, right? And so people have been using this stuff and just realizing how fast, right, that it can be done. Okay, really, really fast. So people like with no experience, okay, here it's taken him about 15 minutes, but he's only done 3 articles. Okay, so imagine if you're doing it every day, you get faster and faster and faster. And so let me ask you another question. Do you think, you could click the buttons like I did and just generate this type of content? Okay, so I just want to double check. Is there anything here where you think what I've just shown you, right? Where I've gone through, I've done the research, I picked a topic, I, clicked improve headline, I said, give me the outline, and then I said, write the article. Okay, just those 7 steps that we took through. Just give me a yes in the chat box. Can you see that you can do this? Just let me know. Okay, because it's good feedback for me because we're trying to make this as just brain dead simple as possible because we use this in our own business. The simpler it is, the faster it is, the more money we can make, right? Okay, so can you just create this content? Okay, cool, 100%. Awesome, right? And so then knowing this, let's just double it. Let's say it takes you 10 minutes a day instead of 5 minutes, right? So you're a bit slower. How much content would you then post and create each day, right? Given it's only going to take you 5, 10 minutes, and then it's just copy and paste, go post it to one of the 4 websites that we talked about earlier, right? Given that we talked about the entire internet is made up of content, if you don't create content in some form or another, you're not going to get traffic. You have to create something, produce something, write something, right, in order to get traffic. And here, George is doing all the writing for you, right? The pigs are doing all the research. You don't even have to have the idea, it's going to give you them. Okay. So just type a number, right? People are saying, I'm just going to post all day. I'm just going to post constantly, right? But let's just be realistic. If you did 1 per day, it's probably going to be more than what you're doing now. If you did 3 per day, it's probably going to be more than what you're doing per that now, right? And, one thing that people don't realize here, right? And I'm just going to do some quick bit of math on screen for you, is if you make just 3 posts per day, okay, on average, 15 minutes, 30 minutes work. Okay. By the end of the year, there's 365 days in a year. Okay. You have 1,000 hosts, right? Now, remember, the examples I gave you before were making thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. Okay. And I showed you like a couple of posts. And yes, the posts I showed you are good results. You know, they're some of the top results, you know, that we've seen on some of the different things that we've done, but they're not unusual. And here's why they're not unusual. If you do three per day, you end up with 1,000 posts. Okay. Some of them won't do that much, but you don't need many to do well. Okay. So in one of the examples I gave you, you know, it's driving thousands of dollars in sales every single month. Okay. It is one of the top posts, but they only post once per day. Okay. So they only post once. So they've only done about 200, 250 posts. Okay. They are literally driving now tens of thousands of dollars per month in sales from this. Okay. And sure, 50, 60% of the posts don't do all that much, but you only need a handful of them, right? So like if only 5% of these blew up and, you know, was generating money, and this is the point here. Okay. So if we times this by, you know, 5%, right, then it's still 55 posts, right, that are driving really good, significant traffic and making money, right? So this is why you can't just post one thing and then, you know, hope everything works out. But when you're literally posting three a day, by the end of the year, you've got 1,000. Some of those really pop, some of them really blow up. Okay. Then, you know, this is why it's a really good idea to be doing this, because if you're just posting even just one a day, right, in a year's time, you've literally got hundreds of posts out there, and some of those ones will blow up. Okay. And it's just about being consistent. People say they cannot get traffic. Yeah, all you need to do is sit down 20, 30 minutes a day and make it happen, right? So would you be willing to sit down 20, 30 minutes a day just doing something like this, right? Just building the habit, 20, 30 minutes just to make this happen. Okay. It doesn't matter what your business is, doesn't matter if you're starting from scratch. This will help you grow and drive traffic, right? It's just fairly obvious. And what we've done here is we just made it very simple. It's like, what do you need? What's the internet made of? The internet is made of content, right? Okay. So then we need to make a lot of content. What's the easiest type of content to make? It's like, okay, text-based content. What type of content should it be that's going to make money? Answering questions about products people are going to buy. Okay, great. Let's do that. How can we do this really fast? Well, we built these tools, which is based on the past decade or so of experience of stuff which I've done in hundreds of different niches, driving hundreds of millions of visitors, and just got the AI to go out and do the work, right? Following my exact playbook to go and do this, so that literally months of work, literally compressed into like 5, 10 minutes. This is the game-changing future that we're in, right? This is why we really need to pay attention, you know, to what's going on here with AI and the solutions, and, you know, having essentially these agents, right? We call them the niche pigs, but they're going out, they're doing the research. They're not just doing one thing, right? They're going out and they're researching stuff. And then you're having the article written. This is just crazy, crazy simple, right? And when you do this, and the vast majority of the work is automated, and you're just simply the person then clicking the button to do the posting, right? And just, you know, finding maybe more places to post or posting more often, right? And just making some of the decisions of which, you know, articles and topics you're going to choose from what the suggestions have been given to you, right? Then this is why you can wake up every day and be getting commissions just from following the process and sticking to it. Okay. And so the tech behind this, the platform behind this is word form, right? Uh, I'm involved in this company because I'm providing them with all of the playbooks. Okay. So that's my involvement. I provide them with all of the playbooks and all of my experience over the past 15 years driving millions of visitors, right? And then they're essentially giving you the interface and the simple process to go through and building that stuff out. Okay. And so this gives you just an unfair advantage in any market, as you'll be able to unlock the full power of these invisible influencer posts. And you see a ton of boxes on the page here. They're a little bit blurry on the screen, but I'm going to take you through all of this stuff, right? But remember, writing skills, tech skills, video creation, website creation, spending money on ads. You don't need to do any of this. You don't need to put your face out there this is faceless content, right? And so you've got included in here the auto invisible influencer post system, right? So I gave you a little bit of a quick framework here on how to do it fast, but we go deeper into this of how to get more effective, how to do even better with this, okay? So that you can just post this stuff every single day, okay? It's got built into the platform, it researches the content and sources. You saw me do that. It was like literally about 30 seconds on screen. Okay, but the AI had gone out, found sources. We select and choose which sources. You can also put in your own information. Okay, you can put in YouTube transcripts, all of this sort of stuff. I love creating content from YouTube videos, creates really, really cool articles. And so you have that, right? And goes ahead and does this automatic, right? And then it creates the outline for you. Again, it's not just outlining an article and what ChatGPT thinks should be done. It's following my playbook on how an article should be structured. Okay. And then you have the sophisticated content writer, okay? George Orwell over here, right? Friendly robot who never takes a day off. He works 24/7. He doesn't complain, right? You won't find him at the company party, right? Because he'll be busy working. And he writes at about 450 words per minute, okay? You see that that article took about a minute or two just to put together. And it was about, I think, about 800 words, which he put together there, okay? And essentially, right, George Orwell is kind of like my robot child, right? So my brain in terms of creating content and the marketing and all the processes, all of that is in him. So he follows all of this 15 years of experience. It's unique to me. It's my unique methodology. It's what I've come up with and used in my business. I use for our clients. Okay. Right. And we've driven millions of visitors, and George has the playbook and he just follows it and he just follows the instructions. Right. And AI is very, very good at following instructions if you give it them in the right way. Okay. But that's all behind the scenes, but he's following like so many different steps and so many different things all at once. Okay. And, you know, you can get with this offer 100 articles per month, 100 of these invisible influencer posts per month for your first year. Okay. You get the niche pig tool, which is coming out. We put the niche in health. Okay. We literally put the niche in of health. And within a couple of minutes, we're at these expensive dog jackets that use this expensive material, right? Okay. And we've got the topic pig tool, right? And the headline pig tool. So the topic, it comes in, you take the topic, like we had like to do with cold exposure, clothing for cold exposure. And then this gave us other topics that we could look into. And then we can take those topics and then put them into the headline tool. Okay, these are all the pro versions of the tools that you get, right? So you can do unlimited amount of these searches. You can save all of the previous history of all of these searches, and you can just literally once you do one search, I usually find that, in 2 minutes from this, we didn't really cover it today. You usually end up with using these tools for about 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. You've normally got, enough content ideas for the month. Okay. So we spent a bit more time on this, but in the example, but this is why you can do it so much quicker, right? And you can even import your own custom sources. If you've got your own data, your own information, if you want to do some advanced stuff, right? You've got a PDF, you've got information about a product or whatever it is, you can use those sources in here too. Also integrates with WordPress. It's just one-click publishing if you want to publish to your own website, if you have one, right? So that's all automated for you. Okay. Also got the content source reviewer. So, it's verifying, it can provide citations and that sort of thing for these 5-figure posts. And so all of this stuff together, right, is really, really powerful suite. It's everything that you need to produce content on a daily basis. Okay. Plus you're getting the Quick Start Academy, which just takes you through all of this stuff, all of the training, right? How to use the platform, how to get the most use of this. Plus you get invited to the WordForm community, of which I'm a part of. You can, ask questions. I answer a good chunk of those. You're among other people who are doing the exact same thing as you. Okay, so you get all of this stuff today. Okay, right, but I've still got some more to show you. But the real question is, would this be worth it to you with the long-term impact that it can have on your business to just bring you consistent traffic and commissions? Okay, right. and we're going to do some questions in a minute. I can see there's loads and loads of questions, lots of interest in this, okay? But I will get to questions. But if you're able to, quit your job, triple your leads, drive traffic, launch successful campaigns, right? Just simply solve the traffic problem. It's the biggest problem people have when it comes to making money online. Would this be worth it, right? Okay. And so, if this allowed you just to generate, a few $1,000s per month, right? Then potentially this would be worth it for you. Okay. And the whole idea here is you post every single day and just be stacking traffic and commissions, right? And people absolutely love this tool. The people have been using it and we've continued to develop and improve it over time, right? And so you're also going to be able to unlock an additional source of income as well if you want to sell these posts. So you can actually sell these posts to other businesses for about $50 each. Okay. So I do this stuff as well, right? We have an agency, we sell these posts. You can sell these posts to other businesses. And it's typical, there'll be, a sale price of like 20, 30, 40, $50 for something that costs you, approximately $1, right? And about 5 minutes work, 5, 10 minutes work, right? And one successful campaign can pay for your entire investment. I'm not saying every post is going to make you $1,000 or $2,000 per month, but you only need one of them to have a really powerful, life-changing impact. I mean, if you're doing 1, 2, or 3 a day, right, then you can see that you quickly stack that up and increase your chances. Okay. And this is what we see time and time again. The people who just do it end up with these results and better. Yet, if you can see the power of this, type in the chat box, right? Think about how much posting, like how much time will you put aside just to do this each and every day, just to do these 5, 10 minutes posts. This is what you need to do, okay, to actually drive traffic. You need to produce content. Forget about all of the complexity, everything else, all of those little things. If you just start posting content, you can drive traffic and make money, okay? And we've got a 50% discount on this so that you can get a special price so that you're producing all of this content, for just an incredible rate where the upside is very, very, very big. Okay. And it's literally just 60 spots available here. The link is on screen and I've got a few more extras and bonuses to talk about. A few people, I think maybe you missed the start. You're asking about where we can post the content to, right? And I'll get to that in just a minute. Okay. And so you can also refund, right? Get your money back within 30 days. If you happen to do that, you don't like it, you can produce all of this content, publish it. The content could be making you money, but you say, this isn't for me, you can ask for your money back, right? So we're taking on all of the risk here. Plus you end up with content published that can make you money, right? So you got 30 days to try this out. Okay. So remember, it's just 60 spots available. And so, there's a few questions we're going to go through here, but I just want to quickly talk about, these and cover again the 4 websites, right, which we cover here, and also the fact that we give you all of this stuff as a bonus included, right, in addition. Okay, so if we go back a little bit earlier in the presentation here, a few people were asking, so I think some people came in late and missed it. Okay, so we did reveal one of the sites that you can publish to is Reddit. Okay, the way to post the content to Reddit is a little bit different. You don't post a full article typically. Okay, and Reddit is probably one of the more advanced and more difficult sites to post to out of the 4. Okay, got a lot of traffic, but it's a bit tricky. And this one takes a little bit more work to post to than the others. Okay, but it's worth it. I really like it. But this is one of them, and I showed you earlier how this site has grown by literally 500 million visitors in the past year. Okay, so it's really worth paying attention to. And this is high quality traffic. Okay, when you're talking about products, people are looking and going through Reddit, deciding about stuff that they can buy, right? But Reddit isn't the only website. There's 3 other websites which we've tapped into. These websites, it's text-based content. Okay, so it's text-based content. You don't have to produce videos. Okay, that's why you can use this platform to do it. So it's text-based content, and that's what makes it easy. You're not having to be an influencer or anything. You don't have to have a following on these websites. If you have a following on these websites, certainly helps, but you don't have to have a following. Okay, so that's not a requirement. Okay. And so you don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to put your name out there. You can be completely anonymous. And these websites have grown. Most of them have either gone 2x, 3x, 5x, okay, to do this, okay? And the 3 other websites, we only reveal them inside the program. And we only kind of show you exactly how to do it. inside the program. Okay. Someone's asking, could you get banned in Reddit? If you do this, yes, if you don't follow the instructions of what to do. Okay. So yeah, you could get your account banned in Reddit if you don't follow our instructions. That's why you need to follow the approach which we give you. And like I said, Reddit's the hardest of the three, or sorry, the hardest of the four. The other three sites, they are much, much easier. Okay. Much, much easier. Okay, so a lot of people are asking, about the four sites. So platform number two here is works really, really well in B2B niches, kind of like more educational niches, but you can also cover any niche on this site as well. And you can see here it's grown massively, right? So, it used to be at around 100 million visitors, and it's jumped up now up to about 200. So adding about 100 million visitors in the past year. Okay, right. Platform number three, content creators paradise. Okay. So this is this site is fantastic, right? You can post the full articles here, right? And it has daily 2.8 million, but per month is about 30 million. It's grown from about 10 million to about 30 million visitors, this site. This one is probably the easiest site to begin with, right? It's not the highest traffic one, but it's very, very easy to get started with, but it's still significant traffic, okay? And again, it's very, very high quality audience here as well, right? This one has the platform number two as the highest value audience by far, in my opinion. Okay. Um, this one works really, really well. I find this one very, very easy. Okay. Many of us were already on this site. I think the vast majority of people are already on this site. Might not use it so often. Okay. But vast majority of people are on this site. Okay. Especially if you make a lot of money, you tend to be on this website. Platform number three, less popular. The majority of us here will not be on this website. It's much lesser known, okay, but very, very effective and a really easy one to get started with. And also this one, also very, very easy to get started with. And it's literally about 200 million visitors per month that this site gets. And you can just see it just absolutely blew up. It was just, a big site getting about 50 million visitors per year. Then something happened, right? And it's blown up to 200 million visitors. So literally when about 1 billion people have gone from somewhere on the internet and all arrived on these four sites is really, really significant. And this worked before. We've been working with these sites for years, okay, and driving traffic from these sites. But now we've really paid attention just because they've literally like 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, okay? So really, really, really huge, okay? So I'm going to go through Q&A here, right, and just answer some of the common questions, right? So if you're worried, like about technical things, then you don't need a website. Posting to these sites is as simple as making a post on Facebook, okay? They are designed for everyday people to use them, okay? That's what they're designed for. They're sites for everyday people. They're not technical sites. It's not about setting up your own website, anything like this. If you can post to Instagram, you can post to Facebook, you can post to these websites. I've already shown you the software. You type in a niche, right? You take some headlines, right? There's some ideas, some products, and then it essentially does the work for you, does the writing for you, just essentially clicking next and making a few decisions along the way of what it is that you want to write about. So you don't need to be technical with this, okay? You might be wondering, how soon can I see the results? Okay. Well, literally once you post, you can get traffic, right? Really within minutes, okay, on some of these sites. But within, I wouldn't say you should be sitting there posting, sitting there waiting, 5 minutes after saying, let's see what happens. But you're going to see, the traffic coming in over the next few days. And this traffic can be long-term. Not every single one works out long-term. Not every single one sends traffic. But when you're doing 2 or 3 of them a day, by the end of the year, you've got like 1,000 posts out there. Okay. A good chunk of them pop, right? Some pop massively. About 5% of them do huge. About 20% of them do pretty good. Okay, 50% about in the middle, and about 30% really don't do anything at all. Okay, someone was asking like, hey, what's the proportion of like success of the post, right? And so that's what it is. And so across 100, you're going to have like 3 to 5 that do massive, about 20 that do pretty good, about 50 of them that do average, and about 20 to 30 that don't really do anything. Okay, so that's a good kind of indication of like overall. So that's why you want to be doing 3 a day, okay, because then it's just a numbers game. Okay. And again, 10, 20, 30 minutes a day. Do you need any special skills? Well, you don't need to write, you don't need tech skills, and you don't need marketing skills. The pigs do the research. George does the writing. You don't need a website. If you've got a website, great, even better, but you don't have to have it. Okay. Right. How is this different to any other tools? Okay. Well, it's all in one system, including the research. Right. That's what's really, really important. Okay. This isn't content that's designed as some kind of like SEO system, right, to spam the internet and that sort of thing, right? It's really about focused on answering buyer questions. It's adaptable, it can do other things, but the primary focus of what we use it for is asking questions that people have about products. Okay, that's what it's designed to do. It's trained on multiple copywriters. Okay, so I'm a pretty good copywriter. I wouldn't say like I'm the best. I'm pretty good at viral marketing. I'm pretty good at coming up with ideas. But I'm very, very good with systems. Okay, and I've driven millions upon millions of visitors. But I know from school that when I was like tested with my English skills, I was below average. Okay, seems my son has also inherited that he's also a bit below average. But for some reason, I've been able to do pretty well writing content online, right? And I think I just figured it out because I figured out the systems of how it works, the rules, right? And then I worked with really, really top copywriters who sold, hundreds of millions of dollars. And we've worked together on like perfecting all of these systems and over the past decade or so. And then, AI came along and it's like, okay, well, let's give AI our playbook and let's train the AI. And so that's what we've done, okay, to create these invisible influencer posts, okay? So let's just say you spend the next 90 days with this product, you post every day, okay, and then you're driving commissions on a daily basis. This is the idea. This is what, I want to see for you is that you just simply go ahead and do this, okay? So if you wanted a simple system that works for you and doesn't take a lot of time, you found it, it's here, okay, you just need to take the next step. And we've got a couple of options here on the page, right? And so it is a 50% discount. You can see in the chat already a bunch of people asking questions, a bunch of people already signing up. So a bunch of these spots have already gone. This includes, right, the Invisible Influencer program, okay, including interview with Stuart, right, who's had success with doing this, producing thousands of dollars per month, my training, okay, all of the word form training, everything else. Okay, so I'm going to go through a bunch of questions here now because there's so many coming through the chat. There's just so many questions here. And because this is brand new, right? Because this is a new offer, it's brand new, right? We don't even have, anyone in the support team that can answer all of these questions yet because this stuff is so new. And the Invisible Influencer program is also brand new. Okay. And so I'm going to go through and question, what's a credit? Okay. So a credit is one post. Okay. Right. So credit is one post. Okay. Right. So the content is no use without knowledge. To where to post it. What are the 4 platforms? Join the program, right? We're not giving out all the platforms so that everyone can go and do this and, increase all of our competition. I've given you one. I think I've been pretty fair. I gave you one, David. Okay. You'll get the other 3 if you join up. Okay. What's the difference from signing up from the website? You get a worse deal. It costs about 2 to 3 times the price per content. You don't get all of the bonuses and stuff we talked about today. Okay. So let's see. So someone says 1,200 per year. I'm not sure where that comes from. So let me just take you to the pricing page and I can explain this. If you want to throw the link as well in the chat. Okay. All right. So let's just head on over. And I'm just gonna, yeah, so thank you, Siobhan, that's in chat. So here is what you get here. So it's a 100 credit subscription, so that's 100 articles per month, okay? And it's a one-time payment of $797 here, okay, to get it for the first year, okay? And so you're gonna get 100 articles, 100 of these invisible influencer posts per month, okay? So you can easily do more than 3 a day here, okay? By the end of the year, you can do 1,200. And then after that, you'll be charged at $79 per month to get this, okay? So our regular price for this is actually $197 per month, okay? So it'd be, about $2,000 per year. So you're actually getting over 50% off with this, okay? Works out less than even $1 per article, okay? And I'm telling you, our development and AI cost means we actually lose money if you use if you use all the articles, then we lose money on this. Okay, just so you know, right? So it's a really, really good deal here for you. Okay. Um, and it relies on people not using all their credits, but we also know that people will join, they'll use it, the word will spread, right? So we're doing this great deal just to get things kicked off. Okay. And you've also got a lower option here. Again, it's a one-time payment of 297. Okay. So if you don't quite want to do 100 per month and you just want to do one per day, this is like the one post per day offer, right? And it's 27 a month for 30 articles. So again, just slightly less than $1 per post. Okay. So this is a really, really good deal right here. And, plus you're getting everything which we talked about. Okay. Um, which we've shown today. So there's everything that you get here, right? You've got the full access to the WordForm platform. Okay. And you're getting, the credits every month. You've got the user-friendly dashboard. It manages all of your projects. You've got all of the history saved. Okay. And essentially just a whole intuitive process, which I've shown you today, right? You've got the content researcher that goes out and finds sources of information, data. Data is really important, so that the platform that George has good stuff to write about. Okay. You've got the outline generation involved here. Okay. And then you've got the actual content being written by George, right? He's a very, very fast writer. He'll work at any time of the day. Okay. And then you can also import your own sources, right? It will then go through and review the sources and the information, okay, and use that within the article. Okay, if you buy the top package, you're getting 100 monthly articles for the first year. Okay, you've got one-click publishing to WordPress, and then you've got the research tools. You've got Niche Pig, you've got Topics Pig, and you've got Headline Pig. Okay, so finding your niches, finding some topics, and then finally giving you lots of headline suggestions. About 5 minutes using these three tools, you can have enough content ideas, right, for the entire month. Okay, right, you've got the Quick Start Academy. Okay, you've got an introduction, okay, to three-step traffic system for a website in case you want to do stuff on a website as well. That's included. And you've got access to the WordForm community. And one thing not even on this list, right, because this is a brand new offer right here, is then actually the invisible influencer program. Okay, how to leverage the 4 social text-based sites blowing up right now. Okay, can't even fit it all on screen. You're getting so much stuff right in here. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff that's included in this deal. Okay, and you even if you just jump in at the 297 here, I think someone was asking this in the chat, you still get everything in the list. Okay, it's just a different amount of articles. Okay, so this one's just 1 article a day. This one's more like 3 articles, over 3 articles a day. Okay, so 100 per month. Okay, versus 30 articles per month. Okay, so I'll leave everything up on screen here, which you get, and I'll just continue to go through the questions. There's so many of them today. Okay. Okay, so yeah, you get the bonuses with the mini package as well. Richard, you said please answer your question, but I can't see it. There's a lot of activity in the chat here with it. We're pretty busy. I think we might even sell out live today with so many people on. Okay, so can you use the product as much as you want without publishing? So you can use the research tools, the pigs. Okay, the 3 pigs as much as you want. There's no limit on the pigs. You get the pro version, they're unlimited. The number of articles that you can write is based on the package you choose. So it's either 30 per month or 100 per month. Okay. If you're currently a WordForm subscriber, you'll have some of these things, but not all of them, Casey. Okay. So you'd need to check and email in with support so we can check what particular package that you got. Other 3 pig tools, the pro version. Yes. So these are the pro versions included. Okay. So they're full unlimited pro versions. So Maquette, you said you joined at the lower price one, but you wanted the higher price one with more articles. So yeah, just email us, support@wordform.ai, and we'll sort that out for you. Okay, Jerry says I missed a big part of the webinar. Yeah, there's training. Okay, Trish, it's a sweet deal just for revealing the 3 sites. Awesome. Okay. Patrick, yeah, your concern with Reddit is totally legit. That's what we cover in the training. And like I said, it's the most difficult site of the 4. So it's the hardest one. It's not the one I recommend to start with. It's a little bit more, I would say, a little bit more advanced. There's like a few different things which you can do to get the most of it. Whereas the other ones, it's a lot more just copy and paste. Okay. Uh, so let's see. Okay, Richard says you might want to upgrade your offer. You took the lower price one, but thinking of upgrading it, you can just contact us on those. Okay, so any more questions, okay, that you may have left, now is the best time to ask them, right, before we wrap up, because we'll be closing in just a moment. So the question to upgrade is only if you do that very, very quickly before we sell out, okay? So once we sell all the spots, you wouldn't be able to upgrade once the offer closes. Okay, so if you do want to upgrade, just make sure you do that faster. If you bought the lower one, you decide, actually, no, I want the bigger one. Okay. Um, some people, Michael, asking to hold spots. So if you are checking out, and you need to call your bank or move some money around, we can hold the spot for a few hours, Michael, but just a few hours. Maybe to the next day, right? If it's out of hours in your country already, right? You're not able to sort it today. We can hold it, for until like the next morning. Okay, so if you do want us to hold a spot, okay, type in checkout in the chat. Okay, and make sure that you leave your email address. Okay, if you do want us to hold the spot just for a few hours. Okay, otherwise, just to make sure 100% you're guaranteed in, make sure that you sign up now. Okay. Um, so yeah, so some people asking, if I'm already a word form user, do I get access to all of this stuff? Okay, so it's not automatically included. Okay. You would need to contact us, so we can check the package and stuff which you're on, and we can work out what we can do for you. Okay, and if you've already working with us. Okay. But quite simply, I mean, it's worth just jumping in at the 297 because you're going to get all of the extra credits anyway. So you can just do increased volume. Okay. So yeah, just a few of us are dropping us a message direct, just with your email address if you want us to hold a spot. So thank you, Jesu. Okay, so we can hold that for a few hours for you if you're just checking out, need to move some money around. Okay, thank you, James, for the kind words. Glad it's been a useful presentation for you. And I think, the big lesson here for everyone is produce more content, right? Just get stuff out there and just set up a system. And the interesting thing with this is, is once it's working for you, you can just have someone else do it. Okay. So, don't think I'm posting and writing stuff every single day. I do some because I like it. But I have a team now that, is producing thousands of pieces of content for ourselves and for our own sites, for our clients, all of these sort of things. Okay. Can I use this with my marketing agency offer? Yeah. Okay. And there's actually a bonus that I haven't even mentioned. Okay. Because we haven't even had time to put this in the slide deck yet. I'll be announcing it in a day or two, but you're also going to get a done for you sales page if you want to sell these articles to other businesses as well. So you can produce these articles and then you've got a sales page to actually sell these articles to other businesses. Okay. If you're selling them at $10 and it costs you $1 and takes 5 minutes to do, it's it's already like a pretty good wage. If it takes you 10 minutes, you can produce six. If you can produce six per hour, and you sell them at say $10, that's $60 per hour, right? And that's selling them at $10, right? So it's like, the average price is somewhere between $20 to $50. Okay. Um, awesome. Great, Thomas. So that's fantastic. Glad to have you on board, Michael. Yeah, we can try and hold that spot for you. Paul, the average article length is about 800 words. Okay, so it's about 800 words. Okay, so I'm going to wrap things up here. We're just almost up to the 2 hour mark here, right? I don't know Exactly how many spots are left at the moment. I don't have access to see that stuff. Okay. But we started with only 60 spots here, and we have you can see the number of people on the session today, and you can see people are jumping in. So I think probably at least half of these spots have gone. If you do have any questions, right, support at wordform.ai. Okay. Also, once you sign up, there's going to be an invitation to the Facebook group. Okay. It's a great place to share the articles, the stuff that you've been doing, what's working, right? The course and everything is already in the members area. Okay. So you can just jump in, get started right away. Okay. And this isn't, some of you who've taken my courses before, you'll know that I have some courses which are quite long and very, very detailed. And it's about building, giving you the structure to build, say, like a seven-figure business, something like that, right? So it's like very, very thorough. Um, the course material here, because the business model is so simple, it's a couple of sessions, right? So you can get through this very, very quickly. In fact, today you could run through, right, and be ready to rock. We're going to have more stuff in there as well, like as we learn things, as we've got cool new things that we want to share with you. But just to jump in and get started, even what you've seen today, just me doing the demo, like 90% of people just kind of already just run with it from that and get started, okay? So, in terms of if you've ever taken any one of my programs before, which is super detailed about, building something very big, very, very long term, and they're a bit intense and they're a bit long and they go on for weeks and weeks and weeks because, that's what it takes to build a big business. This is just a nice, very simple, very, very beginner friendly model, which is just very quick. And it's just something you can work into your routine in about 30 minutes per day. Okay. So thank you for all the kind comments in the chat. Really, really appreciate that. All the thank yous and everything else. Really excited to work with you on WordForm and to have George Orwell writing away for you as well, and the three little pigs doing all of the research. Okay, so thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. So thanks and goodbye.